Okay, yesterday I got a comment. I've taken it down actually because of swearing and stuff like that. And I like this channel to be family friendly, and I know youngsters watch as well. So anyway, on here I got this is by somebody called Reflect All But White. Commented, never use JavaScript with a login form. What a blah blah uninformed retard. LMA. Oh. And I did laugh at this, but anyway, it's about this video that I did a while back, and I don't really go back to videos unless like somebody's posting that. I've done well over 300 videos on this channel. I've done things for other people, so you can't keep track of them all. Anyway, it's Bootstrap Studio and login forms. And when I noticed this, I've actually there's 29 people disliked the video. Okay, so that's fair enough, but I would like when people dislike a video to say why they have, because it means nothing then, so in one way nobody else has said anything about the video and why they dislike it, so in one way I actually respect this chap or girl. I don't know who it is, but I'd imagine it's a bloke, because it's actually said, that I said about you can't use JavaScript with login forms. Okay, so to address this with login forms with JavaScript, right? I'll stand my ground on this one. If you use login forms in JavaScript, they're just not secure. And how are you going to use JavaScript with login forms? I've done one here which is on CodePen. I did it ages ago, and it's about like validation of a login form, which you can do, but you cannot use JavaScript with a login form. When you can use the validation if you want, I'm not really sure why you would do that, but if you want to, you can validate the form with that, but you cannot use a secure online login form with JavaScript. There's things server-side JavaScript, which I think Node.js may be able to do. Definitely not with client-side JavaScript. You cannot do login forms with JavaScript to make them secure. With Node.js, you might be able to, but it's really, I'd stay away well from JavaScript when it comes to login forms. So I've done I just went on Udemy, which is probably the biggest, they say the biggest mass online learning thing in the world. Okay, so I just put in login forms. Okay, so when you see this and how to do login forms, okay, right, okay, so we got at the first one, I've got right, second one, it's got login and sign up form design and validation in jQuery. When you go underneath this, it's got, in this course you will learn how to create a beautiful sign-up form and validate, that's the word validate again, in jQuery. Now I think that's a bit of a, it's probably a bit of a clickbait thing, that where it says you can do a login with jQuery. You cannot. And if anybody wants to disprove us, well, give us an example, because you just cannot do it. Okay, so that bloke there is really, because it is a chap who's Yusuf Rahum, or Rahuf or something. So in that, if you did that course, for example, you wouldn't be able to do databases or anything with jQuery. Okay, on client-side jQuery, you cannot do it. On client-side pure JavaScript, you cannot do it. Okay, so the other ones is create PHP login and registration. Okay, that's fine. Login and registration from scratch with PHP and MySQL. Another one, PHP complete login registration system with PHP. Build a complete registration with login system PHP. PHP login registration, la 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 la. Okay, and then it comes to this one here, JavaScript, Ajax, and then PHP. Cannot use anything but PHP with the database of MySQL is probably the most, it's what's most common on the net. There are other server-side languages that would probably be able to do the same thing, but JavaScript isn't one of them, and that's certainly not pure JavaScript. If you're using some sort of specialized framework, well, maybe, but I mean, like sort of, even like some of the, if somebody wants to doubt that, then, you know, give me an example of where jQuery, not jQuery, JavaScript is used, where, you know, the login, to make a login with database and all the rest of it, where it's absolutely secure. I don't think you can do it. But if anybody is going to try and, you know, like say something, we'll just say it and then, like, you know, then talk about it, you know. But yeah, I mean, if anybody, you know, when I go on, you know, and I dislike a video, I always like say to the person why I dislike that video. And that's the only way you can get feedback of that. So there's 29 people who've already, or probably 28, 29 including that other chap, 29 people that's disliked a video, but they've bottled out really of saying why they do, because I don't know why they do, because I still stand by what I said in the video. Okay, so I just thought that was, I thought that was funny. But no, login forms should always be done by server-side languages. Okay, so again, thanks for watching and thanks for listening.